I can do this, yes indeed I can now. I can do this, yes indeed I can. I can do this, yes indeed I can now. I can do this, yes indeed I can. I can do this, yes indeed I can now. I can do this, yes indeed I can. Hi, this is Joseph Anthony of tappingwithmusic.com. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today we're going to tap a little and talk a little about the disease of isolation, and related to that, addiction and the putting on a front, a facade in the world. And I want to say before we get very far that I'm not a trained professional therapist. So if you are struggling with any of the issues that I'm about to talk about and tap about, I strongly encourage you to seek professional support in your area, a therapist, counselor. And if you choose to watch this video and tap along with me and hear what I'm saying, you are accepting full responsibility for doing so. This is not meant to take the place of any professional counseling or therapy. These are not suggestions. These are really coming out of my own experience and people that I've worked with over the years, sort of common threads that a lot of people who struggle with these issues have gone through. So I want that to be very clear. You know, if you're really in the thick of it, get some local support, get a therapist, a counselor. You know, suicide prevention hotline if you've really gone that far to considering those types of behaviors, 1-800-273-8255. Call that number. But if it is not at that point and you just are looking for some new tools to complement what you're already doing, this video is for that. And again, if you watch and tap along, you are accepting full responsibility for doing so. So, the primary goal of the disease of addiction is to get the addict isolated. There's a math trick where if you take, it's not a trick, it's just a wonderful mystery. So I'm 46 years old. If you take my age, 46, and you add the digits that make up that number, the 4 and the 6, you get 10. And if you subtract that from the original number, 46, so 46 take away 10, you get 36. And if you add the digits to your answer together, the 3 plus the 6 and the 36, you get 9. And no matter what number you use, you can always distill other numbers down to 9. And the primary thing that the disease of addiction wants to distill us down to is isolation. And so it will use any means possible. Resentments at other people, real or imagined. Fears of what they may think of us. We might carry on fantasy conversations about them. We might compare ourselves to them. Whatever happens to get us alone, that's what the disease of addiction wants. It wants us isolated and alone. And interestingly, the word isolation comes from an old Latin word that means made into an island. The disease wants us to think that we're an island and that we're alone. That our case is different. You wouldn't understand what's happening to me. You can't or you won't understand. Once those thoughts start coming, seek help. Once those behaviors start coming, really seek some support. Because it is, So if you're getting sober from an addiction, no matter what it is, and you're going through the withdrawal and you got the restless, irritable discontentedness going, right? You need something to replace the chemical process that the drug gave you, whatever that drug is. You need something to replace that with. And part of the goal of the isolation of the disease is to try to convince us we don't have the disease in the first place. You're actually okay. I'm doing all right. And if you make a little slip, don't tell anyone. You have a reputation to uphold. And the disease and subtle smokescreen of perfectionism winds its way in there. And we develop a deep, pathological, twisted self-centeredness that we just cannot share with other people. We're too worried about what they'll think. And for some people, they create this facade. They're always happy. They're the funny guy, the life of the party, the comedian. They're always nice. They're always spiritual. They're always kind, generous. Those are often people inside holding secret sufferings. Everyone holds a secret suffering. Every human being. The person with the disease of isolation and addiction, however, once they get alone with their own thoughts, resentments, fears, the self-talk of, I'm just not good enough, you don't understand, my case is different. And it really perverts itself into twisted self-centeredness, not a healthy sense of self. Then that space, that restless, irritable, and discontentedness, they just can't stand living in their own skin anymore. And they need something to replace that. And because they don't want to use the addiction, for whatever the reason, reputation, health, fear, whatever the fear-based reason is, their minds just snap. So, this tapping session is for those who are not at that place quite yet. They can see the signs. So, this is to help you, inspire you, encourage you to seek professional help. To move little by little, or a lot at a time, out of the isolation. If you're the life of the party, funny guy, image, always nice, always spiritual, and inside you're struggling, and you're watching this right now, go get help. Turn it off. Go get some help. I've done my job. I've tried to help you get help. And if you have things in the way, blocks to seeking that help, and you're still watching, we're going to try to tap away some of those things that might be in the way from preventing you from seeking appropriate therapy and help. So, if you choose to tap along with me today, you are accepting full responsibility for doing so. Let's get started. So even though I may have been sober from whatever addiction I've had for a long time, and yet I still feel awful inside, I'm going to love and accept myself right here and right now. Even though there's a part of me that doesn't believe that for a second, I don't love myself, don't accept myself. I'm going to just try, for the sake of this video, to just say it anyway, to act as if. So even though I may not feel like I love and accept myself, I'm going to try anyway. And even though I may have been isolating, hiding behind comedy, niceness, spirituality, whatever it is, I'm going to love and accept myself right here and right now. Even though I may be hiding behind what other people might think of me, my fear of my reputation, or I'm the strong one, the funny one. What will they say if they know I'm really struggling? Even though I may have all those thoughts going on, I'm going to love and accept myself right here and right now. There's been too much isolation and too much pain. And I choose in this moment to clear away anything in the way of me seeking help. Appropriate, professional, trusted help. I clear away any fears of being vulnerable. I clear away any fears of what other people may think of me. I clear away any thoughts of being perfect or needing to be. And I choose to love and accept myself right here and right now. In this moment, I make a conscious decision to, if I find myself being the life of the party somewhere, and I go home and I'm hurting, I make a conscious decision in this moment to talk to a therapist, professional helper, to bring that to the light. In this moment, I make a conscious decision to know that all addictions want is for me to be alone and isolated with my own head. In this moment, I choose to not make myself into an island. I am not a rock for myself or anyone else. I choose in this moment to ask for help. To clear away any fears of being vulnerable. Any fantasy fears that the pain will be too great. That if I start crying, I'm going to never stop. That if I get into my rage, it will never stop. In this moment, I know, and I consciously choose to know the reality that all feelings will change. And I choose in this moment to ask for help. The moment I sense that I have secret suffering, I'm going to make a conscious decision to breathe with my whole body, my whole heart and soul, to breathe in the strength to ask for help. I'm going to ask my angel to help me, to support me and guide me to asking for help. I will celebrate the little victories, move a muscle, change a thought. If I'm even arguing with myself, even the teensiest bit, about whether I need to ask for help or not, I'm going to ask for help. If I'm having a conversation inside my head about whether I need help, it's no big deal, I'm going to ask for help. No matter who I am, how rich, how famous, how respected I am in my community, in my family. In this moment, I make a conscious decision to love myself with a healthy love. And I will seek professional therapy and help. I will breathe and I will pray. And I will be the answer to my own prayers. I will say the prayer to my angel and to God. And then I will do the thing I prayed about wanting the strength for. I will go out and I will do it. Clearing away any blocks that might be in the way. I clear them all down to the cells of my cells and the bones of my bones. I have felt the joy of community, of helping other people, of being in a circle of people who understand. I know what that's like. And no matter what my head's telling me, that circle is always there. So in this moment, I make a conscious decision to come out of hiding with safe, healthy, professional people, therapists, counselors. People who understand, people who will give me good help. In this moment, I drop the mask, I drop the facade, and I allow someone I trust to see me in my suffering. I honor them enough to bear witness to my suffering. And while it may not light me up, I can know that this will help someone else. So, in this moment, I tap away any blocks in the way of speaking about my suffering to someone who cares and understands and who can help. I love and accept myself. I breathe to help clear my head. I make a conscious decision to ask for help. Right here. Right now. I hope you found that helpful and are going to leave this video and go ask for help if you need or want it. And if you want any other tapping sessions, things like that, or mentoring, I'd be happy to help in any way I can. Feel free to go to my website, tappingwithmusic.com, drop me a line at josephanthony@tappingwithmusic.com. And again, I'd be happy to help in any way I can, even if that's to help refer you to a professional therapist. Yeah. So thanks for watching. You're awesome. Take care. I can do this, yes indeed I can now. I can do this, yes indeed I can. I can do this, yes indeed I can.